welcome back, my Talk to Me podcast friends and family. Today we have another episode. This is episode 5, and we're going to get into a little reaction today. Today's going to be a little different. We're going to react to a story that came across my news feed. I do want to advise you, it is a very horrific and sad story. But yeah, you guys, let's get into it.
I'm just numb. I can't even wrap my mind around it. She was 15 with life, for me, a full life ahead of her. She was a great kid, never been disrespectful. Anything I asked her to do, she always did it. Always been yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. She was loved by everybody.
15-year-old Chyell Paulk was an ambitious, goal-oriented, and loving young girl with a bright spirit to match. Everyone loved her. In her mother's own words, she was like a light, and when she walked in the room, you knew she was there. Her unique smile and unforgettable laugh were just a few of the things that made her unique. Chyell was a freshman honor roll student at Irwin County High School who had a passion for cheerleading and fashion. Although young, she was looking forward to all life had to offer. Recently, she decided that she wanted to pursue a career in radiology, something her mother was super proud of. Like most teens, Chyell was looking forward to wrapping up the school year and attending many of the end-of-the-year festivities. Little could anyone have imagined that what was supposed to be a celebratory and traditional event for most high school students would unexpectedly turn tragic.
So guys, as you can already see, this grieving mother has lost her daughter. She was a terrific kid. On paper, seems like she had her head on right. She was determined to go to college. She was an honor student, and everyone looked at her in a good light. And this is so sad to see. Let's get back into this story, you guys.
Just after midnight on April 28th, Fitzgerald police rushed to a venue just 1 block away from the police station in the 300 block of East Pine Street for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would find a chaotic scene with a number of partygoers running in the opposite direction. After closer inspection, they would find multiple people suffering from apparent gunshot wounds, including an unresponsive teenage girl. The female was wounded and has since been released from the hospital. Another 15-year-old male was airlifted to a hospital in Macon and is in critical condition. A look into the case revealed that Chyell and her friends were leaving a prom after party when the shooting occurred. She was an innocent bystander. Both Ben Hill County Schools and Irwin County Schools offered extra counseling and resources for students as they returned to school the day after the shooting. Many of Chyell's friends and family were outraged. Again, she was loved by many. So many questions. Why would someone do something like this? Who was the intended target? Was there even a target, or was this someone who had a sick thrill of killing anyone, no matter who it was?
Like, there's no way you go to prom and you're expecting to go to an after party with all of your friends that the school has put together. You're not thinking that this is finna happen nowhere at all. You're getting dressed up, getting cute, you and your friends, y'all having fun, and then shots ring out. Like, come on, people.
The truth would soon reveal itself. In an emotional Facebook post made by one of Chyell's teachers, she said the following: "Tomorrow sits an empty seat in a class full of 9th graders at ICHS. Today, our school community mourns the loss of Chyell Paulk. She brought joy and positivity to our classrooms, and her absence leaves a void in our hearts. Chyell was an honor student, a basketball cheerleader, and a wonderful friend and student. Let's remember her for the laughter she brought, the friendships she nurtured, and the kindness she showed to everyone she met. Our thoughts are with her family, friends, classmates, and teachers during this difficult time. And yes, Chyell, I graded your quiz from Friday like I knew you would want. Of course you aced it. Please pray for her family and classmates as we try to navigate these hard days ahead."
And prayers go out to this beautiful, wonderful teacher as well. She is a very much impact on this child's life who was an honor student. You know, people got to remember that these teachers are next to your family, next to your parents. You see them just as much as you see your family. You spend as much time with them. They help guide you through these, grades just as well. And, I know she's hurting because she's probably one of her most outstanding students, terrific students, ones that she cannot forget and will never forget. So shout out to the teacher. Back to the story.
Family and friends joined in unison, posting a beautiful image of Chyell with the hashtags Forever15, That Girl, and most importantly, Justice for Shy.
Police department being a block and a half away from this lounge. A suspect still opened fire at a prom after party, injuring 3 students and killing 15-year-old Chyell Paulk. Now her family is calling for justice.
Chyell forever 15, and I'm going to stand strong and I'm going to stand tall to get justice for my baby.
Chyell was shot in her right side and taken to the hospital where she passed away. 3 other students are also recovering.
The truth of the matter is we have an overwhelming number of violence between Irwin and Ben Hill County. We've got to stop the violence, and we've got to stop it now.
Chyell was a freshman honor roll student at Irwin County High School who had a passion for cheerleading and fashion. Her mom tells me just 2 weeks ago, her daughter decided she wanted to pursue a career in radiology.
Everybody just loved her. She was like a light. When she walked in the room, you knew she was there.
As Chyell's family waits for her autopsy to be completed so they can lay her to rest, they tell me their fight for justice will continue on.
According to investigators, the area where the shooting took place is considered a high crime area with a history of violence, or as some will call it, beef, between the 2 surrounding counties of Irwin and Ben Hill. When asked how police intended on mitigating the crime in the area going forward, Fitzgerald's chief of police stated that there will be a meeting to discuss crime reduction. Additionally, if this was a well-known high crime area, why would the school hold a school-related event in that particular area? Was this their only option? Was law enforcement actually present at this off-campus underage event, despite the fact the police station was only a block away? Questions that remain unanswered.
You see, that's where I got a problem. I got a problem right there because you know that this is a high-rated crime area. You know this. You already know because you get a lot of phone calls in this area. So if a school event, even if you didn't even know if it was a school event, an event that is taking place that has teenagers involved should have had officers there to protect them students at all costs. I mean, anything could have happened, as you see, but the fact that these officers will be off on every other corner when there's drug activity, when there's any other things going on, but when an event comes in, they want to go all off into the inner cities, outer cities, or wherever they go. And these kids are left to defend themselves in this high crime rated area. Like, no security. Like, what, was the budget not good enough? Was it not high enough? Why this area? Please, someone tell me in the comments. Why? Was this a school event? Did the school put this together? Because that's what I'm seeing. And if that is the case, this mother needs to hold that school accountable. Because if they're going to have an event that they're not going to have in a better area, then they should at least had security officers or someone there to facilitate the outside and the inside of that building.
Police will quickly announce the arrest of a 17-year-old male who was taken into custody without incident. As Chyell's family waits for her autopsy to be completed so they are able to lay her to rest, they say they won't stop fighting for justice. During an interview with news sources, Chyell's aunt said, "The light that Chyell had was just a very bright light. So as far as I'm concerned, Chyell, your light is still shining, and your aunt is going to do all she can to make sure that justice is served." A heartbreaking Facebook post by Chyell's mother read, "This is the time Chyell Paulk will let me know her ride is outside." Serenity or Tyon always made sure they picked her up, Chat or Lily dropping her off for and from school. This morning, my baby is taking a different ride, a ride to the crime lab. It's unbelievable. My baby, my baby. Hashtag justice for Shy, hashtag forever 15, hashtag that girl, hashtag honor student.
When we got on the scene, we knew there was foul play with the shooting incident. There has been an arrest made of one 17-year-old male.
Right where I'm standing is the 300 block of East Pine Street, where a 15-year-old girl was killed at a prom after party. I spoke with the chief of police, and he tells me that this area is a high crime area.
Upon our arrival, there's a large group of people, mostly running away from an area on Pine. Upon our investigation, we located a 15-year-old female that unfortunately was deceased.
Police William Smallwood tells me that he gets frequent calls in the 300 block area of East Pine Street. I also asked the chief if he has a plan in place to help reduce crime, and he tells me a meeting will be held tomorrow to discuss. Several social media comments on our Facebook page show an outpouring of support for this family, prayers, and concern.
17-year-old Shannon Brown was arrested and charged with 1 count of felony murder, 3 counts of aggravated, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Police say there was another suspect shooting at the party, who they are still working to identify, and are encouraging anyone with information to come forward. Unless Shannon himself explains what exactly made him fire into that venue that night, we will never truly know. Now you have not 1, but 2 young individuals' lives gone, along with a countless number of others who will always have memories of that night, prom night. The case remains ongoing.
There you have it, you guys. That is the story of Chyell Paulk. She was murdered at 15 years old while going to an after party after prom. She passed away, and there was also 3 other students injured. Please, you guys, pray for the parents, pray for the family of the situation. I want to thank y'all for staying tuned, and thank y'all for watching my episode. This has been my reaction to the Chyell Paulk's case. And if you would like to see more of my content, please go to my YouTube page, Talk with the number 2. Me Podcast 100. Again, that's Talk to Me Podcast 100. These here is the sponsor of this episode here, Dirty Miz. Go to their page and order up something, you guys. All right, thank y'all so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Stay tuned.